सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I introduced that 16th verse in the last class. I said that shloka is talking about the Nirgunam Brahma, who is the Adhishtanam, I said. This is a technical portion. In our scriptures, the Lord is presented in three ways: Ekarupa, Anekarupa, or Vishwarupa, and Arupa. Ekarupa as formed Lord, which is familiar to all of us, and who we are all worshipping either one form or other. And Vishwarupa, that Lord alone is in all forms, manifesting in this universe, that also we can little bit understand. And the third way of presentation is Arupa or Nirguna Brahman, which is the ultimate reality. When it comes to Ekarupa and Vishwarupa, the Ishvara topic comes. When it comes to third layer, Arupa Brahman, Nirguna Brahman, that is absolute reality, Paramarthika Satyam. Whereas Ishvara belongs to the empirical relative reality, I said. And I said, Ishvara is also a Pratibimba Chaitanyam in Samashti Maya Upadhi. And Ishvara belongs to empirical reality, Vyavaharika Satyam, Karanam of this Jagat, Karyam. Both are Karya, Jagat, Karana, Ishvara, both are Mithya, I said. When we say Jagat is Mithya, Karya, Jagat, Mithya, product is Mithya, its causality, the cause status of Ishvara also must be Mithya, I said. This type of statements, they are very much disturbing for many people as their standpoint. At their standard, from their mental status, these statements generally either confusing or not understandable. That Ishvara is empirical reality and that is not absolute reality. When we say, our mind will be either disturbed or confused or not able to accept. But when we can understand that, when we can accept that statements, when you understand the total methodology, how the Shastra presents, unless you grasp that technique, the technical way of presentation, you cannot accept it. It confuses you all the time. Either it keeps you in vagueness. We don't want vagueness with regard to Ishvara. We don't want to spend our life in vagueness with regard to Ishvara Swarupam. Who is this God? I want to get a clear knowledge about Ishvara. I can't continue the vagueness. If you want that clarity, that clear mind about God, you have to listen systematically about that procedure, how Shastra presents. You have to listen systematically. What is that technical way of this cosmology, scriptural cosmology, evolution? Don't bring that Darwin theory here. Korangalirindi pirindavan manidan. Darwin theory, amphibian to then monkey, then slowly tail has gone, then human being. This Darwin theory, all this and all, scientific approach we don't accept. Unfortunately, they bring all Dashavataras from Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, then human form and animal form, then Ramavatara, Krishna Avatara. You see the whole evolution. They compare this Dashavatara with evolution. Even educated Shastric people also. That is another pitiable thing. No connection between Matsyavatara and human evolution, creation evolution. There is no connection. Don't do that. From amphibian to later it became evolution. We don't accept. Somehow you manage to explain, but Shastra never accept if anybody explain like that. Why? Now let us understand. This shloka is a very, very terse shloka. First I'll give the background, then you can understand that shloka. The very innocent words are very innocent. You must be intelligent enough to understand the innocent words. Depth of the words. Higher order of reality, Paramarthika Satyam, Nirguna Brahma was there before the creation. Then that is that Paramarthika Satyam, the first layer we accept as Nirgunam Brahma Chaitanyam. Then lesser order of reality, Maya is there, which belongs to empirical reality, relative reality, Maya Asti. So these two are there. Who are there? Nirgunam Brahma and Maya. Nirgunam Brahma is of the nature of Chaitanyam, sentient, intelligent principle. Maya is inert, insentient matter principle. Now this entire creation, what we are seeing in front of us, how this creation has come, Shastra, the Vishnu Puranam, other Puranas, all of them they present based on the scriptural teaching. And the Upanishadic teaching is picturized, concretized in Puranas. Upanishadic teaching about cosmology is abstract, very difficult to understand. You have to refine your mind a lot to understand the abstract cosmology, scriptural cosmology. And the scriptural cosmology to understand, you have to come down little bit in a concrete form. That's what we are presenting now, slowly to take that abstract truth. Now this Maya, inert matter, is there, Brahman is there. Ishvara has not yet come. Maya by itself cannot evolve like this universe. Now how this universe has come in front of me? It came or it created by the Lord. Just we make one statement. Our party said, our Tata said, created by God. How it is created by God? By sitting where He created this universe, all these questions will come. So let us understand, Maya by itself cannot evolve as this universe. Just as you say, car is coming, come side. Car is coming or bus is coming, come side, don't stand there. Car can never come by itself. Neither bus can come by itself. Car is coming means car along with the driver it is coming. So the driver is the intelligent, sentient principle behind that car who activate the steering. Without the activation of the steering by the sentient driver, intelligent organizing principle. He opens the door, sit in front of the back seat to front seat. Front seat, that too in front of steering. He is intelligent enough to make this car to run. He opens the door and starts. He knows how to operate the key. Even we do not know how to wear the key and to operate. Those who do not know driving. So, what we know when the car is coming means car along with the driver, it is coming. Simple. Similarly, this entire universe, the Maya is like a car. Nirgunam Brahman is like a driver. Nirgunam Brahman, the steering is like Chidabhasa. The Nirgunam Brahma bless the Maya with Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness. Once the reflected consciousness bless the Maya car, what happens? The Maya start running. Car is running. Maya starts running and Maya start functioning. There the second layer comes. Totally 5 layers. We are presenting in 5 layers. First layer is Nirgunam Brahma. Now the second layer has come. First layer Nirgunam Brahma, Maya is there along with Nirgunam Brahma all the time, empirical Maya. When that Nirgunam Brahma bless the Maya with Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness, Pratibimba Chaitanyam, that Maya is activated. Maya Sahitam Brahma is called Ishvara. When that Nirgunam Brahma bless the Maya, when Maya start functioning with reflected consciousness, what is that name? Second level, it is called Ishvaraha. Now when you say Ishvaraha, the God, the Lord or Bhagavan, Ishvaraha is equal to Maya plus organizing intelligent principle Nirgunam Brahma. So Nirgunam Brahma plus Maya gets the name Ishvaraha. But what type of Nirgunam Brahma here? Reflected Brahman, reflected consciousness. RC plus Maya is equal to Ishvaraha. Second layer. Or you can put the causal matter. Causal matter. As last class I said Karana Prapancha. That Karana Prapancha alone is called causal matter. Causal matter in that reflected consciousness is formed, blessed by the Nirgunam Brahma, which is all pervading. Nirgunam Brahma is all pervading. That Nirgunam Brahma Chaitanyam reflect in the Maya, then Maya operation. Operation means function, starts. That is called Ishvara. Now Ishvara is the second layer. Causal matter with organized, intelligent principle. Then this Ishvara does what next? Just as you sow the seed comes as a sprout. Then it becomes a small plant. Seed is like a causal Ishvara. Causal matter, Maya Sahitam Brahma is Ishvara. Causal matter like a seed. We call it as Maya, Bijam, Prakriti. So many names. Then the third layer comes, that is plant condition, is called Hiranyagarbha. I am going along with the example so that you can understand. Seed, causal matter or Ishvara is like a seed. Seed is the cause for plant. Ishvara is the cause for subtle matter. Gross matter straight away it cannot come. From seed huge tree comes. Never. From seed, small plant comes. Sprout comes, plant comes. Huge tree comes later. Similarly, from causal matter, that is Ishvara, Maya Sahitam Brahma, subtle matter comes. That subtle matter is called Hiranyagarbha, third layer. What is the first layer? Nirgunam Brahma. Second layer is what? Ishvara. Third layer is Hiranyagarbha. This Hiranyagarbha is called Mahat Tattvam. This Hiranyagarbha is called Mahat Tattvam. Who is this Mahat Tattvam? Subtle matter. How the subtle matter is also a matter, how it can be the intelligent organizing principle, only blessed by Hiranya. Hiranya means what? Shining. Shining. Shining means what? Reflected consciousness. Because Ishvara is reflected consciousness. Once that Ishvara reflects in that Hiranyagarbha, also again reflected consciousness is there. From mango seed, mango tree comes, mango plant comes. Similarly, Ishvara is Nirgunam Brahma, Maya Sahitam Brahma. Chaitanyam is there, that is reflected consciousness. Its effect is called subtle matter. Then subtle matter also what? Subtle matter plus reflected consciousness. Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa, all the way it comes with matter all the time. Why? Matter alone cannot evolve. Matter alone cannot function. The universe has to evolve as in an evolution. That evolvement or evolution is not possible for an inert matter. So the subtle matter has to become a Brahmanda. Cosmic egg, Brahma and huge egg like, all are in elliptical form, egg form, like imagination, Brahmanda. This Hiranyagarbha is called Hiranyagarbha, originally Mahat Tattvam. Hiranyagarbha, the subtle matter with reflected consciousness, in that Brahmanda is there. How Brahmanda is there? Hiranyam Rupa Garbha. Hiranya Rupa. Hiranya means what? Consciousness. In whose Garbha, womb, like in whom the entire Brahmanda is there, is called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is like a mother. Ishvara is like a father. Ishvara implanting the Brahmanda egg in Hiranyagarbha. These are all picturized in Purana. இப்படி சொன்னாலும் புரியாது, abstract சொன்னாலும் புரியாது, எதுதான் புரியாது நமக்கு? Try to understand slowly. So the Brahmanda. What is this Brahmanda again? Brahmandam is nothing but which consists of 14 lokas. So, Hiranyagarbha is the third layer. Then Brahmanda is the fourth layer. Brahmanda is the fourth layer. Brahmanda which consists of, now you have to see the shloka. Fifth layer is not given in the shloka, we have to supply. In that Brahmanda, the Virat or Vishwarupa is there. Virat, again Virajate. That Virat Hiranya represents Chidabhasa, Pratibimba Chaitanya, in the matter. That Virat is called gross matter, later into universe it appears. So Brahmanda is the fourth layer. Fifth layer is the Virat. In that Virat there are 8 principles. In Virat. In that Virat there are 8 principles. In the Brahmanda Madhye, Ashtarupaha. What are they now? 5 elements. 5 elements. Then 6th one is Ahankara, means cosmic ego. Universe has not yet come, it is going to come. Cosmic ego, All are in subtle form. Cosmic ego means total intellect, total ego. Okay, samashti ahankara. Then seventh one is cosmic intellect. Cosmic intellect. Eighth one is cosmic mind. Cosmic intellect means buddhi, samashti buddhi, kriya shakti. Then cosmic mind, prakriti. Cosmic mind at total level. Cosmic ego, cosmic intellect and cosmic mind. This cosmic mind alone we call it as avyaktam. The cosmic intellect alone is called Mahat Tattvam. Now Nirgunam Brahma to Ishvara to Hiranyagarbha to Brahmanda to Virat. In that Virat, all these 8 are there at a total level. Then at a gross level they manifest. Now look into the shloka with this background. Whole thing, where from it has come. This alone scientist says from Big Bang soup has come, from soup cellular organisms have come, from cellular organisms a lot of cells, all those have come, they say. RNA, DNA, all they have come here, all in code form. Everything is in code form, in scientific language. What are all in code form, they are all manifesting later. Now you see the difference between alive body and dead body. What is different? Physically, is there any difference? In dead body and physical body and an alive body, is there any physically difference? There is no difference. But physical body is, alive body is that which, in which all functions are going on. That's why it is called biochemistry. Biological changes are going on. Kidney is functioning and purifying the blood every time, and it is sending the blood to the entire body. Kidney function. Heart is pumping the blood. All of them are going on, whereas in dead body there is no biochemistry, but it is only chemistry. Chemistry ki biochemistry ki enna difference enna? Alive body which is having that life principle, where that intelligent organizing principle is functioning, whereas in dead body it is not functioning. Therefore that intelligent principle is very important for chemistry to function. All these are chemicals. Chemicals are inert, they cannot function on their own. Chemicals can function only with sentient, organizing, intelligent principle. Look into the shloka. Tvattaha, Devatas are praising the Lord. O Lord, from you alone, Tvattaha, from you alone, Puman Hiranyagarbha. That means, I said, Lord Vishnu reclining, from navel, lotus has come, and Lord Vishnu looking at Hiranyagarbha. These are all picturized. Hiranyagarbha, Brahmaji sitting there, and Lord Vishnu is also Ishvara. Hiranyagarbha is the subtle matter. Ishvara is causal matter with Chidabhasa, Pratibimba Chaitanya. So he visualized this Brahmaji and he says, continue the creation. I have created you, you create the universe. Then who created this universe? Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma created this universe. We say, Brahma is the creator, blessed by Ishvara. Ivalella kada sollanum, nariya kada parungo. And once you are mature enough, who is this Chaturmukha Brahma, who is this Vishnu, really there or not, then we will tell you, Nirgunam Brahma activating the Maya, that's all. Clear? Tvattaha Puman, from Hiranyagarbha, Adhigamya Yaya Asya Viryam. Here Viryam means Viryam Samadhigamya. Puman Samadhigamya. Puman Viryam Samadhigamya means Hiranyagarbha has received the Maya Shakti from you. The power of Maya Shakti. Having received the Maya Shakti from you, O Lord. Now you see, they are addressing Lord Vishnu, who is in the form of Krishna. They are addressing the Krishna, who is none other than Nirgunam Brahma. Nirgunam Brahma, Krishna, they are addressing, who is making use of Maya as Ishvara, and that Ishvara who is blessing the Hiranyagarbha. The Devatas are praising. Whatever I have given description, idella Devatas description. Devatas are describing the Lord in this manner. That Hiranyagarbha has received Maya Shakti from you. From you means from you, the Param Brahma, Nirgunam Brahma, who is none other than Ishvara. Ishvara is none other than Nirgunam Brahma, Maya Sahitam Brahma. Yaya, by that, Amogha Viryaha. Second line, Amogha Viryaha means unaborted. That means once you have implanted in that Hiranyagarbha, this universe, to create the power of Maya Shakti, it will never fail. It is ever successful. Not local pregnancies, but Bhagavan's implantation in that Hiranyagarbha, the Brahmanda egg he implants in Hiranyagarbha. Dhatte Mahan Mahantamiva Asya Garbham Iva, as though it is like a womb, which is like a seed. Garbha means a seed like. The fetus is implanted. Garbham Iva Asya Mahantam. Asya Mahantam means in that Mahattattvam. Hiranyagarbha, Dhatte, you have implanted. Dhatte, Hiranyagarbha is one who is carrying that seed called Brahmanda, in whom. How Hiranyagarbha carrying that Brahmanda? Because of you only, Bhagavan. You have only blessed Hiranyagarbha to carry that Brahmanda. Therefore, from Hiranyagarbha only creation comes. That means the egg becomes what? Later, it has to become sprout form, then tree form. That's why this whole universe is compared to Ashwatha Vriksham. Ashwatha Moolam Suvirudham. So you are there in this universe. Dhatte means carries. Jagataha Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwara Iduda. Then third line, Saha Ayam Taya Anugataha. Saha Ayam, such Hiranyagarbha, Taya Anugataha, endowed with that creation power. By your blessing, Hiranyagarbha has got that creating power. Atmanaha Haimam Bahihi. Atmanaha means from his own. Hiranyagarbha from his own. Haimam Bahihi means here we have to understand it is like an egg, golden egg. Golden egg na shining egg. Shining egg na Chidabhasa Sahita Brahmanda anartham. Na gold na shining na. Chaitanyam is that, it is like a shining. Shining is that in whose presence things are evident. Asya haimam. Then avaranaihi sasarja. Bahir avaranaihi upetam sasarja. This what I said, 8 principles. Sasarja means created. What are they? Andakosham, third line, Andakosham. Hiranyagarbha hold that Brahmanda, golden egg in him, from which, third line, fourth line, Bahihi avaranaihi upetam. All 8 principles have come from that golden egg, which golden egg is carried by the Brahmanda. That Brahmanda egg is carried by the which Hiranyagarbha. Creativity, imagination. Hiranyagarbha is one who is carrying the golden egg called Brahmanda, in which Brahmanda there are 14 lokas. What are they? Before they are coming, 5 elements are there. Total ego, total intellect, total mind, all are there in that. From there only again creation comes. That is the whole creation. Now what is the essence of this mantra sloka? Nirgunam Brahma you are. You have blessed the Maya and you have got the name Ishvara, Nirgunam Brahma. And Ishvara gave next subtle matter to come into existence. Subtle matter holds the Brahmanda, the egg, entire 14 lokas. From 14 lokas, all species have come with 5 elements. 5 elements, they have come. That ego, mahatvatvam, mind, all of them along with the reflected consciousness. You have to bring that reflected consciousness all the way. That is intertwined thread. In this, causal matter, subtle matter, gross matter. Matter cannot evolve. It can evolve only through intelligent organizing principle. What is the intelligent organizing principle here? Reflected consciousness. Pratibimba Chaitanyam or Chidabhasa. That which Pratibimba Chaitanya makes the chemistry into biochemistry. In one word, that's all. Pratibimba Chaitanyam or Chidabhasa is that which makes the chemistry matter into biochemistry. Alive matter. Now who is sitting here? Alive matter. Body is sitting here, alive matter. Alive because of what? Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa, where from it has come? From Nirgunam Chaitanyam, Nirgunam Brahma. Bimba Chaitanyam, Pratibimba Chaitanyam has come. Having taken the Pratibimba Chaitanyam, this matter has become sentient, intelligent organizing principle. Puriyarada? Puriyara madri irukka Swamini. Next shloka. Tattastushascha jagatascha bhavanadhishaha Yanmayayotha guna vikriyayopanitan Yanmayayotha guna vikriyayopanitan Arthanjushannapi ऋषिकपतेन लिप्तः येन्ये स्वतः परिहृतादपि बिभ्यति स्म. So now Bhagavan has Ishvara, you are the Paramatma. Krishna is an avatara. They are praising Lord Krishna. Now you know who is Krishna, the Paramatma, avatara, who is none other than Nirgunam Brahma with Maya Nama Rupa. That is why in Sahasra Nama or Ashtottara Nama they say what? Maya Manusha Veshadhari. Now you understand why they use that word. Maya Manusham. The name and form belong to Maya. But you are originally Nirguna Chaitanyam. So you are the one. Now look into the shloka. Tatu tasthuhu tasthushacha. Tasthuhu means you are the one. Tat means therefore. Therefore means because of the previous description, you are the causal matter activator Causal matter is Maya. You are the activator of Maya by blessing the Maya, by giving what? By giving reflected consciousness. Sure, originally you are Nirgunam Brahman only, hey Krishna. But since you have taken an avatara, means Maya is activated by your blessing, by Pratibimba Chaitanyam. You are the activator of moving and non-moving. You are the one who is blessing this moving and non-moving. Tastushaha means this universe which is immobile. Sthavaram. Immobile sthavaram. Tastushaha. Tastushaha is Sashti Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Tastivan. Tishtati iti Tastivan. Tastivat. Takarantaha pullingaha Tastivat shabdaha. Like Vidwan shabdavat. Vidvat, Vidwan, so Vidwan, like that it comes. Tastushaha, here also Shashti Ekavachanam. This universe is immobile one. And Jagataha cha Bhavan Adhishaha. Jagataha means moving objects. Jangamam, moving objects. Bhavan, you are Adhishaha. You are the master. You are the master of this entire universe. What type of universe? A universe which has got moving beings and non-moving entities. They are also called beings because they are existing, no? Immobile and mobile. Sthavaram and Jangamam. Jangamam is known as Jagat. Gacchati is Jagat, that which moves in a cycle like. Tastushaha Jagataha Bhavan Adhishaha. You are the master of this entire mobile and immobile, moving and non-moving universe. Then what? Yan Mayaya Uttha Guna Vikriyopanitan. See how difficult this is, no? Sentence. What is the meaning of that sentence? Nothing but the sense objects brought in front of you with sense organs by activating the Maya. Activated by Maya. Sense objects brought in front of you. Guna means sense organs. Mayaya. Mayaya Uttha means by the rise, by the Maya, they are all born. Sense organs are born. When sense organs are born, what for they are? To see sense objects. Therefore, sense objects are born, brought in front of you, O Bhagavan. When sense organs, sense objects are brought in front of you, and the sense organs started functioning by the Maya. Here Guna means the sense organs. Swamini, idenna Bhagavatama? And doubt varam. So therefore, without explaining the words, just and the Puranic meaning I can give, and I can go to 4-5 slokas. You want that way? Tell me. I can go 4-5 slokas just giving one essence of this entire sloka, but that is not the purpose of our study here. Here, Guna means sense organs, Vikriya means function. Upanitan, Kriyopa Nitan, brought. Upanitan means brought. Sense organs brought with function by the Maya in front of you. The sense objects have come. Arthan means sense objects. The sense objects. By your Maya Shakti, sense objects or sense organs activity brought those sense objects in front of you. That means what? You have taken a form with eyes. Nayanam Madhuram. Nayanam means what? Eyes. Madhuram means beautiful eyes. Beautiful eyes for what? To see beautiful objects. To see beautiful objects with beautiful eyes, these beautiful eyes and beautiful objects are Maya, but they are all blessed by what? Chaitanyam. So Maya, Arthan means objects. Yan Maya, Tha Guna Vikriya Upanitan, what they brought? Arthan. Once those objects have come in front of you, this is the difference between avatara and human janma. Second line and third line you see. Bhagavan, you have taken that Ishvara Rupam, Krishna Rupam. That Krishna Rupam with forms. Krishna also like us only same. Eyes, ears, nose, everything. Because of Maya. We are also having eyes, everything. But Lord Krishna, once he is looking at whole universe, he is not enamored by that. Jushannapi, bhojyamanaha api san. Jushannapi means having experienced this entire universe. Having experienced this entire universe, arthan jushannapi. Experiencing the sense objects. Hrishikapate na liptaha. You are Hrishikapati. Hrishi harshat harati vishayan iti Hrishikaha. One meaning. The one who attracts all the sense objects. Harati vishayan. Or another meaning, Hrishikhanam Ishaha, the master of sense organs. He is not carried away by sense organs, but he is the controller of sense organs. Rishikapate means you are not carried away by sense objects. Even though you are enjoying the sense objects, you are not enamored by the sense objects. Rishikapate na liptaha, you are not tainted, you are not afflicted by them. If we see ordinary TV serial, we are afflicted by that. But you are seeing the entire creation as a drama, you are not afflicted by this. But ordinary simple cinema, if we see, we are afflicted by that. Our family serial, we are seeing afflicted by that. But you are seeing the entire world drama, you are not afflicted by that. Na liptaha. What about jivas? Ye anye swataha. Ye anye means other jivas like devatas, human beings, other beings. Ye anye swataha parihrutadapi. Even yogis, parihrutad, even they have given up. Sannyasis are also afraid of ladies, no? Why? Having given up everything, why they are afraid of? Just I am joking. Some sannyasis are afraid of ladies. Some lady sannyasinis are afraid of gents. Why? In spite of giving up everything, why you are afraid of? Bhayam. Enge vandu maatipomu bhayam. How devatas are kindle pandrang paranga. Parihrutadapi. Even though they are mithya, nama, rupa, all objects are mithya or satyam. Maya only. Maya is empirical reality. Maya is empirical relative reality. It is not real. Once you have given up everything, once it is not real, why you are afraid of that? Bibhyati. Bibhyatisma. All people who have taken janma, they are afraid of objects, their attraction. Including sannyasis are afraid of that. Other people are afraid of all the objects, but you are not afraid of them. Why they are afraid of? We may tainted by that. We may afflicted by that. Why people are running away from this world? That is the difference between avatara and janma. Understand? Why people are afraid of? Because they are not Hrishi Kanam Patayaha. They are not the masters of sense organs. They are slaves to sense organs because they are slaves to sense objects. Bhagavan, you are the one, in spite of having eyes, Krishna has got eyes, but he has not attracted to 16,000 gopikas. Next shloka is going to come. Okay, next to next. So this is the description of the Lord between avatara and janma. You have taken avatara, Ishvara, Krishna avatara, but purely you are the controller. Adhishaha, Rishikapati you are. That is the greatness of yours. Next shloka. Smayavalokalavadarsita bhavahari. Smayavalokavarshita bhavahari. Bhrumandala prahita saurata mantra shaundaihi. Bhrumandala prahita sauramatantra daihim. Patnyastu shodasha sahasramanangavanaihi. Manangabanaihi yasyendriyam vimatitum karanairna bibhyaham. Indriyam vimatitum karanairna bibhyaham. Na vibhyaha. Vibhyaha. Bha, va and yakara. That means you are not disturbed by even 16,000 wives. 16,000 wives we have. Patnyastu shodasha sahasra. Shodasha means 16. Sahasra means 1,000. Patni and wives. 16,000 wives you have, but you are not tainted by them. You are not disturbed by them. One wife is asking come to cinema, one wife asking go to shopping, and in the marriage they are asking. People say, why you are worshipping such a God who is having 16,000 wives? Dayananda Swamiji says, he is having 16,000 wives, therefore we are worshipping. Therefore we are worshipping. You, the ordinary people, cannot keep one wife happy. Swamiji says, Puja Swamiji. You the people cannot take care of one wife. You cannot keep her happy, but Lord Krishna kept all 16,000 wives happy. This is 16,000 gopikas are always happy, ananda. How is it possible? With only one condition. He is not disturbed by their attractions. One gopika is looking at him. The whole essence of the sloka is that only. And they want to attract Lord Krishna towards them by looking in a glance, by some words, by praising him. So many ways, just as a wife attracts husband, one wife attracts. What about 16,000 wives? My God! Even that you cannot disturbed by them. Look into the shloka. Word by word meaning I am not giving. So, if when the gopikas looking at you, avalokavad darshita bhavaharihi, with so much of emotional love and affection, when gopikas are looking at you with love and affection, you are not enamored by that. Bhrumandala prahita saurata mantra shaundaihi, with their attractive feelings, dialogues, and talks and expressions, so many things. And the rendu line adida description of how they attracted you. All these 16,000 wives, sahasram, ananga banaihi. Ananga bana means manmadha, with kama. Ananga bana means here with manmata bana. Manmada bana means arrow of that manmatha. Arrow of manmatha means what? Kama, with desire. 16,000 gopikas with desire, they are looking at you, loving at you, and with affection, and they are expressing their hava bhava with their facial expressions, bodily expressions. So much they are attracting you, but you are not disturbed by them. But ordinary human being, my God. Therefore, Yaha Yastindriyam Vimathitum Karanairna Vibhyaha. Indriyam means mind. Fourth line. Your mind is not disturbed by their behavior. Vimathitum, disturbance. Your mind is not disturbed by them. Vibhyaha. Saha bhavan na liptaha ityarthaha. Such you, the Lord, not tainted, afflicted by even 16,000 gopikas when they are doing lot of rasa krida, you are not disturbed by them, attracted by them. That is why he is called Askhalita Brahmachari and per avarke. Askhalita Brahmachari Namaha. Enna idu 16,000 pakka vechinde. Adi purinjikradhukku makkalukku buddhi illa, enna pandradena. Next shloka. Same idea is continued in here also. Vibhyastavamruta kathodavaha strilokyaham. Vibhyastavamruta kathodavaha strilokyah. Padavaneja saritasyamalani hantum. Anushravam shrutibhirangrijamanga-sangaihi. Anushravam shrutibhirangrijama-sangaihi. Stirnadvayam shuchipadastavu sprushanti. Stirdhastvayam shuchishadastavu. Okay. Shuchi shadast upasprusanti. Rumba kashtam slokas. Okay. Meaning is good. Okay, you see how the human beings who are all attracted to the sense objects with their sense organs, how they can save or protect by this attracted universe. Only two ways. One is by listening to your stories, your katha, Amrita Katha, that immortal stories, glories of yours which are flowing like rivers. And second one is, and taking bath in Ganga, which Ganga is flowing after touching your feet. Now you know why you dip in Ganga. That Ganga we are dipping, not seeing it as water. When the Lord Vishnu in Vamanavatara, the foot he kept in heaven. At that time Ganga Devi washed Vamana Vishnu feet there. That foot she worshipped and she touched him. And from there she is flowing. From Swarga she is flowing downwards. Therefore, if I touch this Ganga, if I dip in that Ganga, Ganga Jalam Snanam, it removes my papa. Why it removes papa? This water has got the sparsha of Lord Vishnu's feet. Therefore, it has got a capacity to purify my mind, so that I am not disturbed by this Maya Prapancha. That is one method. Second method is what? By listening your stories which are flowing like rivers, Amrita Katha. These are the two ways in Kali Yuga for human beings not to enamored by this Maya. Otherwise you get into Maya and you will be trapped. How to be free from this trap of Maya? Bhagavan is not trapped by that. Bhagavan also has got eyes. Bhagavan also born at the time of birth. Krishna, he is not trapped by Maya, but Maya is under his control. But why the human beings, we are Avataram and Kupra Appa Amma, Edadu Pan Avatarame and Cholua. What is this avatar? For everything we are getting attraction, attachment. Very, very difficult to come out of attachment when you are among with the people. Very, very difficult. How to be detached in spite of people around. So attachment, over attachment, there is a difference. You can have attachment. I cannot say you must all have detachment, give up attachment with your family members and chonna next class ge yaru varamata. So you can have attachment but never have over attachment. What is the difference between attachment and over attachment? That I will tell you in the next class. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.